This game was played in 2015 in a team competition. I was playing with Spain, and I was playing against Ivanisevic. And well, I've played not so bad actually, but just blunder. And sometimes a blunder is enough to lose the game. Well, after this game, actually, I realized that I needed a break of chess because sometimes you need to be just to restart your brain a little bit, to have a rest and to come back with more energy. And this is exactly what happened here. So let's have a look at the game. d4, e6. This actually is an interesting move which scares some people from playing c4, and you can play that especially if you're ready to play a French after e4, d5. Also, if your opponent is a Trompowsky player, you can avoid the move bishop g5 by the moment. So e6 is an interesting move order, but it doesn't really change so much. It's just a decent move. He played c4, knight f6, knight c3, and we are now back in a normal Nimzo with bishop b4. He played queen c2, which is a very classical move, this Capablanca line. And I have played b6, which is very interesting, and it's a very provocative move, which of course, if white wants to play for some serious advantage, they need to go e4, and after c5 it's a very complex position. I've played myself with white and with black this position. It's a very interesting situation here. So, well, anyway, my opponent maybe was a little bit surprised, so he didn't really want to take much risk, and he just played the most solid approach with a3, bishop c3, queen c3, and now bishop b7. One of the ideas of this line is that if white wants to play bishop g5 immediately, now we haven't castled yet, so we are ready to start, for example, with h6, bishop h4, and now we have the opportunity to play g5, and our king will still be safe in the center. This is one of the interesting ideas. And that's why he played knight f3, waiting for me to castle. And of course here, well, castle was a totally normal move. d6 is another completely possible move. And I have played d5, which is also absolutely normal. He went bishop g5, and here an important move. It's not a decisive move, of course, but it's a little bit important to take immediately on c4, because otherwise, let's say we play castle immediately, then a move like e3 or even cd5, and somehow we let him develop comfortably for white. So we want to take immediately so that we force him to take with a queen. Because if he goes e3 here, then we can play b3, and he's not in time to take this pawn with a bishop, which will be ideal for white, of course. So e3, yeah, is not that good, so he took queen c4. But now, of course, the queen is a little bit exposed, and the bishop still needs to develop. I played knight bd7. It's a very common move, of course, in this kind of lines, because it protects f6, and of course prepares a move like c5 to play on the c file and to play against this queen on c4, which is a little bit exposed. He played e3, a very solid move, of course, normal. I have played c5, and he went bishop e2. So far, everything is just very natural and very obvious moves. I've played h6 here, which is absolutely normal as well. He went bishop h4. He doesn't want to give his bishop so quickly. And here I started to think a lot. And I knew my position was okay, but somehow I started to get worried about this spin. And I wasn't really sure how to get rid of it and how to play this position. Later on, I realized, when I analyzed this game, that I shouldn't have worried so much. I could have played many different moves, but in general, this move g5 is not that dangerous, because we need to understand that even if we are weakening the king side, even if we are going to castle in the future, but there is no there is no way that white can actually take advantage of it. So we could start, for example, let's say with a move like castle. He could castle as well, it's normal. And now we could play g5. And this isn't really that scary for black's king. There is no way he can take advantage of it. Let's say he goes bishop g3, we go knight e4, and now we will take his bishop. And it's super solid for black. We don't have any problems here. Normally this queen on d8 will stay on e7. It's a very good square. And this is absolutely equal position. Instead of that, I started to think a lot and decided to play bishop d5, which is a little bit strange move. It's not a very natural move. Because, well, his queen on c4 is not that good. And in any case, it looks much more logical to just put the rook on c8. So I cannot really explain why did I play bishop d5. It's a little bit weird move, of course. Rook c8 looks just much natural. So, well, I played bishop d5. He goes queen a4, which is a normal move, of course. And now instead of just castling immediately, I thought quite a lot, and I played a6, which is a very, very bad move because of many reasons actually. But not only that, when I played it and I stood up and started to walk around, I realized that something is wrong here. I didn't really calculate correctly what is happening after d takes c5. So after so long thought, I realized that maybe the 20 minutes I spent here was just a waste of time because I've played a bad move. And I was a little bit angry on myself actually because, well, it's you spent a lot of time, you make a very bad move, and this bishop d5 a6 just makes no sense. And when he actually played in a few minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes I think, he took d takes c5, and I was very angry on myself that I just came and blitzed a move. Blitzed b takes c5. And that was terrible because I was still in the game here. I could just play castle and I will be a pawn down, but I will still be in the game. My position will be, of course, a little bit difficult because I will need to prove some compensation, which is not obvious at all, but at least there is a lot of work to do for white to win this game. Instead of that, I just took on c5. And when I took on c5, I was like, wow, what am I doing here? He can just play a very obvious move, e4. And it's very simple to realize that after bishop takes e4, which is the most obvious move, he can just take bishop f6. And now I cannot take with the knight on f6 because it's pinned. And now my bishop on e4 will fall. So I'm basically losing a piece immediately here. And e4 is attacking my bishop, so I need to do something about it. And basically, I'm just totally lost here. So this is, well, exactly what we can call a blunder. This is move 15, and basically I'm totally lost already. In a totally equal position, in a couple of moves, I just destroyed my position. And also because I was very proud. I wasn't well, smart enough, or I wasn't able to recognize that I have made a mistake and I should well, I should deal with it. I should have a bad position and try to save it. But instead of that, I blitzed bc5, and then I was walking around again. I was like, well, now really I'm totally lost. And after this, I actually tried to save the game very hard. I tried my best, but well, sometimes it's not enough. There is an opponent in front, and he played a good game, and he's already winning right now. So he didn't give me a chance. Anyway, let's see how this finished. I played bishop b7. I could have tried g5, but this is losing as well. He just takes d5, take e6, and now any castle, for example, long castle, and all my position is totally destroyed, really. It's completely winning for white. So I have tried bishop b7, but now e5, well, I have to play g5 is the only try. here. And now, well, knight g5 is also strong, but it's not as strong as what he did. It's still here, white is clearly better, but this could give me a little bit of chances. But what he did is much stronger. He took e takes f6, g takes h4, and now knight e5. And the problem is I'm pinned, and it's so hard to get rid of this pin. And he has a very, very strong initiative here. I played queen c7, attacking the knight. It looks totally normal to me. And now he played long castle. And the idea, of course, is if I take queen e5, then he takes on d7, king f8, and queen d8 check, followed by mate. So this little trick allows him to play long castle and makes me play something now. But of course, if I go bishop d5, he can simply just hold the knight with f4. Now bishop h5 is coming, rook d5 is coming, and well, my position just collapsing, because now I can never actually castle on the long side, because a6 is hanging as well, so it's basically a totally lost position. I decided my best option here is to play long castle, and here he played very precise. Knight f7, okay, this looks totally normal, but you have to see that, okay, now he's of course attacking both my rooks. I have this little chance to make something with knight b6 because I'm attacking his queen and his knight, but he found the best move here, queen a5. Now I need to take this knight, and he takes my knight. And after queen f6, it looks like I have same pawns and maybe have some little chances to save. But the problem is my king is actually much weaker than his king. So after bishop a6, basically I have no protection for my king. He can give checks at any moment, and what his king is still a little bit exposed, but we will see how he solves this very soon. So I'm basically forced to take bishop a6, queen a6 check. Well, I've played queen c7, king c7. It doesn't really change much to play king c7 or king b8. Here, rook he1 is normal. He wants to attack this pawn on e6. So far, he's still only a pawn up, but if he takes a second pawn, then he can even change queens, because with the second pawn extra, it's just a completely winning endgame. So I decided, at least, let's try to get back some material, so if he makes a mistake, at least I'll have some opportunity. So we have equal pawns, but my king is just much worse than his king. He gave check here. Of course I cannot go to king c6 because rook e6 is coming with check. So my only move is king c8. And now here he found a great move. He found this king b1 move. Because sometimes I had the idea of giving a check, for example, on f4 and coming back with my queen to c7 or b8, and so I could try to protect my king a little bit. But with king b1, now it's very hard to do this. For example, I don't have time to play queen f4 because simply, for example, a move like rook c1 and c5 is hanging, and I don't have any protection on my king. I tried this move rook f8, and now again he realizes that he has to, well, rook f8, it's a little bit of a random move. I'm totally lost here. But my idea was that if he goes king a1, I could try to play rook d5. I'm still lost, but I might have little chance, because there is this trick. After rook d5, I could take on e1 with check and can try to survive. But he played even better. He played king a2, so now I don't have even this move, rook d5, which could be trying to protect c5 and to activate my pieces. So king a2 is just very simple. I played here queen f5, trying to bring my queen back, and still I need to protect c5. His queen is attacking on c5. Here he played rook f1. I cannot sacrifice my queen on f1 because he just takes, and queen a6 check. and this rook is hanging. So well, I took rook d1, and he simply took this rook, and now the d file is also weak, and I don't have any checks. The problem is I don't have this square on d5 to give a check. This will give me some chances, but it's not possible. I played rook f7, queen a8 check. This is very simple. Basically everything is winning for white. King c7, rook d8, rook d7, queen c8. There was no escape here. My king is just too weak. So the game finished here. Move 33. But on the last 18 moves, I've been totally lost already. So basically, one dubious move, a6, followed by a blunder. And that was all. Sometimes you don't need to make anything else wrong. So double check your moves. Don't play by intuition only. I mean, just check, and especially if you made a mistake, be careful for the next move, because you're normally angry about it, and this can lead to an even bigger mistake, which is exactly what happened in this game. My position wasn't so bad, but I blitzed the move because I was angry with my play. And after that new move, then I was totally lost. But if I would have stopped in this moment, I would have a chance to still fight in this game. Okay, thanks for watching. Blunders. Well, there is such a thing in chess. One terrible move and everything is over. Maybe you even played an amazing game, but it doesn't matter. You go home with a 0. Blunder comes often because of time travel, because of lack of concentration, because of nerves. Every player is different, but think that about that. What are your weaknesses, and work on that. Yeah. Try to improve it by working on your tactics, of course, with books, with videos, or whatever material you can get, and try to be serious about it, because this is going to save you lots of points. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a long time, a lot of hours of recording, a lot of effort for everyone. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned a lot. I hope also that you actually learned how to manage your time in a better way. That it was one of the main goals of these videos, that you are able to now use your time in a better way in order to avoid mistakes, in order to avoid even blunders sometimes. And this can help you to avoid losing games, which is what everything is about. And in second, and the most important, is that you are able to take your losses in an easier way. That everyone is losing games, even many games, and probably if you are starting to play chess and you're still an amateur, it's going to be a tough way to be a good player, but you can see now even 27 plus players, even world champions, can make mistakes. So it's hard for everyone, but I hope these videos made you closer to this kind of problem, and now you learned how to deal with it at least. Okay, thanks for watching.